Hi, this is Lulu Ladybug Creations. I've got this mat going because I'm already getting started with my vinyl so that I can make this swirl pattern tumbler with this floral pattern that I got over at Slide Hustle. And I want to trim off all the white edges and make sure it's even on all four sides. And what I'm going to do is run it through my Cricut machine and cut out swirls. So swirls have already been cut out, and now I'm trimming off the excess so that it will fit on my 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler. I'm removing the trim on it and making sure that it's going to fit on the cup. And what I'm doing is I'm about to sand the cup. I know I've seen a lot of tumbler makers who leave that little sticker at the end. I like to remove it. I don't think it makes a difference, but I'm afraid that if I don't remove it within time, it'll peel up and take all the glitter and the paint off. So I like to play it safe and remove it. So I don't know what sanding block grit I'm using. I got it at Walmart, and they have they have a rough one and a smoother one. This is the rougher one, and I wish I knew. I'll look for it and I'll put it in the description below. But I'm making sure I get all the shine off so that the vinyl can stick to it better. And using rubbing alcohol to the wipe it off from the metal that I shaved off. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get transfer tape, and I'm going to lay it on top of the entire vinyl so that I can easily put it on the cup. If you hear my dogs, they're in the room. But here I go with my squeegee, and I'm making sure that transfer tape is laid down really good so that I don't get too much trouble placing it on the cup. And here I'm measuring it to make sure I did cut it right. And I'm going to trim off the edges, the white edges. I'm going to probably be speeding up the video shortly afterwards, just because it's too much. This cup was really it was really hard for me because it was the curves. I think it was the curves that did it, and you'll see here shortly how I'm trying to stay within, not get painting on the vinyl. So I'm marking off marking off my cup with the line so that I can make sure that vinyl goes on straight. And again, I'm trimming off the edges, and I'm going to cut away the edge. Oh, sorry, my phone rang. I had to pause the video for a second. So I'm doing the hinge method to place the vinyl on the cup, making sure I got it straight with that line. That I used a wax pencil that I use with the rhinestones. That's what I use to make the line so that it doesn't, I can easily wipe it off. It doesn't stay, doesn't mark or anything. I'm sorry, here I am trimming off the bottom edges, the bottom and the top edges. I had trouble with the transfer tape. And when I cut the vinyl, it all the lines had, and you'll see a little later, it had like little, how do I say it, little trims in between every line. So it had like almost a little bit thicker than hair strand that pulled up, which is fine because I'm taking off every other strip of the vinyl. But I did have trouble trimming off the bottoms and the tops, which is, you'll see here I'm struggling. When I laid down the vinyl, I didn't lay it down. It didn't lay down as straight as I wanted to, and I don't know if it was because when I squeegeed it that I didn't evenly do it, but there's a slight uh, misalignment on the lines right there where they meet, where they come together. But what I did was I once I take off every other strip of vinyl, I was able to trim a little bit of it to make it even. So it turned out good. It turned out fine. So I tried to save this transfer tape, but it was really it was really hard. And see, there goes those little strings that I was telling you about, and they're all over. But again, it's fine because I'm going to take off every other strip of vinyl. And there I'm removing them, making sure they're all off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my lines so that I know to take off every other vinyl. I should have sped up the camera here, the video here, but I'm counting off the lines, making sure I run them even. And I'll use a marker here, and I'm going to mark off every other strip of vinyl. See, I'm still pulling up some of those strands of pieces of vinyl that were in between the cut lines that I made with the Cricut. So I'm marking off, making sure I have it even all around, making my X's. These are the vinyl stripes that I'll be removing. I know it was a little confusing because the bottom had, like, see that little moon that was on both ends, so I wanted to make sure in between those two moons, half moons, that I got I was removing the right stripes, right vinyl cuts. Alright, I'm going to speed up the video while I get all these pulled up. All the ones that I'm removing, every other one that I'm removing, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Okay, so this is where my lines didn't meet up, and one was higher than the other, but it wasn't much. But when I'm going to trim, I'm trimming off the excess so that they do line up evenly. I'm going to use electrical tape at the very top so that I keep that top little portion of steel from the tumbler so that I have my space for the epoxy to adhere to the cup too. That way it makes it easier and I don't have to do too much sanding at the top. So I'm getting aqua tape. It's craft. Oh my goodness, I got it at Michael's. And I'm using glitter that I got from Maker Flow, and it is called Ocean Eyes. So what I'm going to do now is paint all the stainless steel portion of the tumbler with the with the paint, excuse me, and use that as my adhesive for the glitter.
The video begins innocently enough with a woman entering the hotel and proceeding down a dimly lit hallway. However, the atmosphere soon takes a sinister turn.
I'm using a small makeup brush that I got at Dollar General. I think it was like $1.25. And I know I really need to work on my camera angles, so I apologize. Most of this ending of the video is going to be out of frame, so sorry about that. But I'm not going to speed up the video just yet, because I want y'all to see how I didn't how it was hard for me to not get paint on the vinyl. So and then of course I was going to need two layers of paint because it was showing really thin through, and you could see I didn't want it to show too much because I wanted to put a good amount of glitter. But here I am. I'm speeding up the camera now because that way y'all don't have to go through all the little where I didn't want to get on the vinyl. But I'll let it play through, and I'll do it little by little. I'll paint, I'll put some glitter, I'll move on to the next couple of lines, I'll paint, put some glitter, and so forth. The reason why I am doing like line per line is because by the time I get, if I were to paint the whole, all the stainless steel portion of the cup, by the time I get to the top, the way I'm painting it and the way I'm not trying to get on the vinyl, my paint's gonna dry out. So that's why I'm doing it pretty much almost line by line, or half line by line, um, and just being very careful not to get paint on the vinyl. Okay, so we're almost to the end, and what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to go back over where I painted and put glitter, and do a little bit of touch-ups that I missed, because I did notice that there were some portions that I didn't get to. But once this is done, this portion is done, what I'm going to do is let it sit for about an hour so that the paint dries and the glitter, it gets a good it sticks good to the paint. But I'll let it sit for about an hour and let it dry, and then what I'm going to do is spray paint it with Rust-Oleum 2 times clear coat, and then I'll let that sit again before so that it'll dry, so I can epoxy it.
This mysterious event joins a growing list of unexplained aerial sightings reported worldwide, having many pondering possibilities. Following the recent surge in unexplained phenomena caught on home security devices like the one we just saw, Ring Doorbell has thrown its hat into the cosmic ring. The home security company recently launched their $1 million search for extraterrestrials competition.
I forgot to mention that I'm going to use this flat brush to wipe away glitter that stayed on the vinyl. And it's just cleaning it up. It's not doing anything. It's not removing the stainless steel portion that I did put paint on. I'm just wiping it clean from the vinyl strips. All right, so I've epoxied it. I didn't video it, but what I'm going to do is it's got its first layer of epoxy on there, and I did a light sanding on it. And what I'm going to do now is get some washi tape and do my best to get it to curve on those curves of the tumbler. And it's not going to be perfect because foil washi tape is it's not flexible, so it's going to have some little folds, and I'm going to do my best to flatten them down with the squeegee. But you'll see here how I am lining up every edge of the vinyl with washi tape, and I'll speed up the camera because it took me a really good while to do it, but I'll speed it up here shortly. I'm using a purple foil washi tape that I got at Hobby Lobby, and you see I have trouble getting it to curve, but I did forget to mention that it was a purple vinyl, and I did it to accent the purple flowers I'm sorry, purple washi tape, foil washi tape, that I wanted it to accent the purple flowers on the vinyl. speeding up the video just to get past through. I know y'all don't want to spend too much time watching me struggle putting these lines on, this washi tape on, but I did run out of tape. I had to pull out another purple one. Good thing I had an extra little roll of the purple foil washi tape. Okay, so I mixed up 20 milliliters of Flynn Sisters Fast Cure Epoxy. That's 10 milliliters part A, 10 milliliters part B, and I'm gonna go ahead. This is this is the last coat that I'm gonna use. I really don't need to double up on hers. Hers is really good. Her epoxy is really good. But I'm gonna cover this whole tumbler with epoxy. You know, the tumbler turner that is there, I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I like for the motor to be a little bit faster than this. Um, so I'm not too happy with it, but I am I'm looking to get a single. Right now I have a 3 and a 2, but I'm looking to get a single one um, on Etsy, so that for my videos, so that I can make my videos with the single one, because the other ones I have, they're too big to put on my desk. But I'm gonna just cover this whole cup with a layer of epoxy, and then I'll let it cure overnight, and then it'll be ready. After I get done putting the epoxy on the cup, what I'm going to do is use a little hand torch to run it over the cup to pop all the micro bubbles, because you don't want micro bubbles, because then what happens, you'll get these little bubbles, and it's just terrible. So little torch, I got it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description below, but I'm popping all the air bubbles, and this is the final result of my cup. I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.